Let's go live. What's up, people? I know, I'm late, right? I'm late. I know that's what y'all gonna say. I'm late. I get it. Welcome to another edition of Trucking with Loshawnparks. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all are here with me. And I do appreciate that. Alright? If you are new here and you ran across this channel by accident, it's all good. Only thing I need you to do, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so that you get notifications of when I go live like this every Thursday, somewhere around this time, okay? I don't really put a time on my live feeds on Thursday because, hey, look, I tried to put one on there today. I said 2:30. I told everybody 2:30. And, yeah, I didn't, it's, what time is it now? 2:55. We just now getting cracking, okay? So y'all know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to wait for the first 5 minutes for everybody to send out their shares, everybody to get the notifications, and shout outs to all of my moderators in the building. Kojo, I see you in here, boy. I see you in here, Schmitty. Plug my charge in. I see everybody in the building. Shout outs to everybody that's in here. So this, at this moment in time, Mike Carter, I see you too. So at the moment in time, you guys go ahead and share it out. Share it to your Facebook, share it to your Instagram. Make sure that you also are following me on Instagram at Loshawnparks. I think that's all I got as far as my social media plugs. I would tell you guys about my Facebook, but currently right now I'm not taking on any new Facebook friends. So yeah, there y'all have it on that, alright? Hey, listen, it is hot as Bulgarians out here. Oh, it's hot as Bulgarians out here, okay? Point intended, okay? Point intended. Bulgarians, you know. Anyway, for the first 5 minutes before I start talking about this, I'm gonna give y'all my spiel on how everything has been planning out on YouTube, in the trucking space, trucking community. Like, to me, I think the content has been fantastic. Like, I've been very, very, very entertained. I've been very, very, very informed, if you will, about a lot of things that's going on. To me, listen, you have to watch all other the YouTube channels that are in trucking if you're going to watch trucking channels, okay? The reason why is not necessarily that you need to really gain something from them, right? Essentially, that's what people do, okay? They watch people to try to see what they can gain, what giblets and tools they can pick up. But the purpose of why you need to watch everybody is because it is a form of studying. Y'all know, Married to the Miles, my man Mo, what's going on, Mo? Appreciate that conversation we had the other day. Me and Mo, my dog Mo 804, had a good conversation on the phone. But the purpose to watch everybody is study, okay? You studying, okay? Here's a good analogy for you. When you read a book, okay, do you obtain everything in that book that you read? No, you don't remember everything in the book that you read. You obtain the things that you need when you read a book, right? So not every chapter in the book is going to be something that you obtain. But at the same time, in order to study or to get to the juiciness in the book, you got to kind of like read the whole book, right? Can't skip a chapter. I mean, I know people that actually read like that. They'll skip a chapter and then come back to the other chapter. They can't, like, oh, why would you do that? So, with that being said, choice, peace. What's going on? Peace, peace, peace. But other than that, what I'm trying to say is you got to watch everything that's going on in the trucking space on YouTube. You're going, because like I said, I've been educated. I've been entertained, to say the least, here lately. It's good for drive time and knock back, you know, hours and get your day through, you know what I mean? But anyway, real quickly, before we get on our topic, how I feel about the travel local situation that is transpiring around on social media, okay? How I feel about it is it doesn't surprise me, okay? Yo, this shit don't surprise me, okay? This shit don't surprise me. I made a video a year ago talking about the 1099 scams and about foreign individuals that come over here to America, get into the trucking thing, and they create their own form of business, okay, or their own way of doing business. Granted, it might not be legal, but the shit it don't ever make sense. So why, when I heard this thing about Traveloka and the 1099, why did it not surprise me? Well, because I knew that the owners of Traveloka were from overseas, Bosnia, Pakistan, or I think that's where it is, Bosnia and Pakistan, somewhere like that. So does it shock me that the practices that they are doing over there, is it a shock? No. And it shouldn't be a shock to anybody. That's how they do, okay? That's how they do. If you knew better, you should have did better, okay? And everybody else is up in arms about it. To me, it doesn't shock me because that's how they operate. For the most part, most foreign companies that, or foreigners that are not from America, that create a trucking company, is some shit that's hidden underneath there. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all following along with me on that, okay? There's some shit. So, no, the Traveloka situation, does it surprise me? No, it doesn't, okay? I actually kind of expected it and was just wondering, you know, when the shit was going to be unveiled. And apparently it is now. And everybody is up in arms and it's like, it's a shock or it's an amazement. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It was to be expected, to be honest with you. All right. That's how I view it. So, but man, that has been some really good content to see what's going on with that, especially to the truckers coach, who has just been fully covering this a lot. Him, Lil Dog, all they've been just fully covering it. So it's been, and then now you got all these other smaller channels and these other people who work for Traveloka and have been done wrong as far as their 1099 are making videos about it. It's crazy. Okay, it's crazy to say the least. But y'all shouldn't, it shouldn't be a shock to y'all at all, okay? Because it's how these people operate. Okay. They gonna find some way to fuck you over, okay? That's what it is. They gonna find some way to fuck you over. Yeah, anyway. Alright, so listen. So as far as our topic goes, I'm lost. I don't know anything about that. Hey, Mary T. Miles, if you just follow the Truckers Coach, see what he's been talking about, all this stuff on Traveloka that's been unveiled. Yeah, you kind of like being the tune of it, but I do find it very, very much so interesting, for sure. Okay, basically, I give you guys a quick background on what's going on, a quick summary, because I've never worked for Traveloka. I don't know the inner workings of Traveloka, none of that shit. But just from what's being said on these videos is that Traveloka was 1099ing their contractors, which is perfectly normal. Okay, standard procedure. Okay, but what they were doing was, on the 1099, they were writing off 100% of the revenue or the gross that was brought in by the truck off on the contractor. But the contractors only made 80%. Let's just say they only made 80% of it. Instead of them getting a 1099 for the 80% that they made, Traveloka was writing off 100% of what was brought into the company, and then making so basically what it was doing was making the contractor pay 100% and not giving no tax liability back to the carrier, which is Traveloka. So if Traveloka is giving 80% of the revenue to the contractor, then Traveloka is supposed to be responsible for 20%, right? Or what have you. Okay, so their tax burden is going to be 20%. Traveloka gave 100% to the owner operator, but still was keeping the 20% of their fees. Okay, so it's been very, very exciting on that part. Yeah, best way I can tell you to catch up on it is go watch Trucker Coach channel. I mean, Truckers Coach, yeah, TV, Truckers Coach TV, and go watch Lil Dog. They've been talking about it. That's what I've been watching here lately, is because that just intrigues me. That it doesn't surprise me. It just intrigues me that everybody is making a big stink about this, and that's how foreigners operate, man. That's how foreigners operate. They don't do the shit right. Just like they never done 1099 right. You know what I'm saying? And now this, what Traveloka is doing is not illegal, but it is definitely a fucked up way of doing shit. Okay. And what ends up happening is Traveloka, I don't know how they're fucking even able to get away with this for real, because they've been in business for a few years now. Okay. So they're showing, when it's time for them to do taxes on their business, I guess they're just showing like they made no profit to the company. But then what's interesting to me is, well, damn, Eddie, or the owners of Traveloka, or the employees in the office that say Traveloka, like, how y'all pay yourself? You know what I'm saying? So if you showing from the contractors that they are getting 100% of it and you're not getting a cut of it at all, well, how do you guys stay in business? I mean, it's going to raise a red flag to IRS either way it goes. I mean, they may have gotten away with it now for a couple of years, but eventually it was going to catch up to them, because at the end of the day, why do you have a business that is open but you're not showing any profit? Like at the end of the year, you're showing zero on everything, okay? Unless the owners of Traveloka have another business that they're funneling through to show profit and basically keeping Traveloka under like a little mini umbrella, if you will, under an enterprise. But even still then, if you're in business and you're showing no profit, no loss, well, what's the point of having a business? All right. And eventually IRS will catch on to that and they will audit it. And yeah, so it's been very interesting to say the least as far as that goes. I don't know how they've gotten away with it for so long. I see where it can be tricky for contractors to miss this, because if you don't have a good CPA or you're not keeping up accurately with how much you're making, then it can fall wayside, okay? It can fall wayside. Which will lead us into today's subject of leasing. Why leasing is not for everybody, all right? Shout out to all my moderators in here. Once again, moderators, if y'all see any foolishness in the comment section down there in the chat, we don't play no games over here. We just go ahead and get rid of them. All right, so I'm gonna talk to y'all with my hair out. Ha! Yeah, my hair out. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna talk to y'all with my hair out. Look, take shades off because I can't see y'all that good. All right, y'all can see me now. We good? Yeah. All right, let me get my hat right. Let me get my hat game together. All right, so listen. To me, it's very simple on why leasing is not for everybody, okay? The same way it's very simple to me why lease operators who don't make money, I understand why they don't make money, all right? Let it fly. All right, I'm gonna let it fly. My man said let it go. Let it out. All right, there it is, my hair out. Ah, look, I'm shaking my head like I got a whole bunch of hair. I mean, it's decent though, but it ain't no, take off the hat and do some wavy shit with it. But that's what I did. All right, but here it is. All right, Light Skin McGee. Hey, Mo, that's right, Light Skin McGee. But here it is, right? The reason why a lot of lease operators are not successful, or for the most part, a lot of them, like 90%. If not a little bit higher ratio, you get into leasing, you will fail, okay? You will fail. The reason why you will fail is because a lot of lease operators have unrealistic expectations, okay? I talked about this in my course too, so you guys are a little late on getting this, but I talked about it in my course. A lot of lease drivers have unrealistic expectations, okay? Whether it be that you went from a company position to a lease position, or you went from owner-operator, turned in your truck, went back to doing leasing, or however you made your transition, okay? The biggest problem is unrealistic expectations. One of them. This is the mind frame that a lot of lease operators have. I'm going to get into a lease, and I'm going to make double the amount of money that I made as a company driver. And that's not true, okay? And I don't know who fed y'all that, or who gave you the unrealistic expectation that by you getting into a lease, that you were gonna double your paycheck from being a company driver, all right? That's one, all right? That's the first one, all right? And I'm not gonna sit here and break it down for y'all, okay? This is gonna be food for thought, and y'all are gonna have to do the dishes on what I'm telling y'all based off of these couple of steps, all right? Number two is, they've never ran a business a day in their life. They don't know how to run business, and they don't realize when you get into a lease that it is a business that you're trying to run, all right? And in order to be profitable in any business that you choose to do, you have to watch your costs, all right? And when you're in business, also, you understand that there are certain costs that are just, that's what they are, okay? That's exactly what they are. I think that a lot of lease operators are getting too caught up in how much the carrier that they're leased onto is getting, okay? And when you start digging into what they're getting opposed to what you're making, it will throw you completely off, okay? You will start feeling some type of way. What does this mean by you feeling some type of way? You're gonna get in your bag, okay? You're gonna be feeling like this carrier's making more than you, and you're not making enough. You start to lose your focus. Instead, what you need to do is not focus on that portion of it so much, but focus on more of so what's in your control. What is in your control as a lease operator or as leasing a truck? What is in your control? All right, it's a few things that are in your control. One, your biggest one is fuel. I speak about this religiously. Fuel is in your favor, okay? That you can't pawn that off on no carrier. You can't pawn that off on the fuel man. You can't pawn that off on anybody. That is in your control, all right? What does this mean? It means slowing the truck down to where you're getting good fuel economy off of your truck. Now I know I'm gonna have some people that come in and say, listen, I got this 2006 truck and I'm only gonna be able to get 5.5 miles to the gallon, so what difference do it make? Woody woody woo. Listen, if you still leasing a truck from 2006 you done got bamboozled in leasing, okay? Somebody done finagled you. The 2006 truck, man, we talking about your truck is damn near over 12 years old, okay? We're knocking on 15 with it. You shouldn't still be in a lease if your truck is a 2016. I mean, if your truck is a 2006, excuse me. If it's a 2006 and you talk about I only get 5.5 miles per gallon, bruh, you got beat up badly, okay? You gonna have to hold that L because you got your ass kicked on that one, okay? You got your ass kicked on that one. But you have to control your cost as far as what is in your control, okay? As far as what's in your control. What's in your control? Fuel. What also is in your control? Idling. What also is in your control? Maintenance. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people are gonna look at me like, maintenance, hold on, blah blah blah. I can't control when the tire blah 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 blah. Actually, you can control a lot of things on your truck as far as when it comes to maintenance. Getting the PMs done when they're supposed to, the scheduled portion of your truck, the manufacturer's recommendation. You know, you could take your truck into a dealership and ask them, what is the either manufacturer's recommendation, which if you got your own truck or you got a truck, you can look in your owner's manual, and I'm sure somewhere in that owner's manual it has a recommendation for that. All right, period. All right. Next thing is, especially like these Freightliners, okay, the Cascadias, the newer ones. All right, these trucks are made to where they can go 50,000 miles before they need a PM. All right. Now, is that the manufacturer's recommendation? No, I think they recommend them at like 25, 30,000. But these trucks can go up to 50,000 before they need a PM done. All right, that's fact. You go to a Freightliner dealership, they tell you that too. You can ride it to 50,000. So, excuse me. But maintenance is in your biggest control. Okay, is another thing that's in your control. Excuse me. Because tires, let's talk about tires real quick. If you're not rotating, balancing your tires every quarter or every certain point of time in the tires, and you're not looking at them, make sure your depth tread is right, your air pressure is right, then when your tires go bald pretty quickly, or one of them blow because one of them was dry rotted, but you ain't do a proper pre-trip inspection to find out if that tire was really dry rotting, okay? Then it ends up digging into your pocket when it blows and on the side of the highway, and it's a road call, and then road calls cost a lot more. After 50,000, they will void your warranty. There you go. Country Ghetto just said it out there. After 50,000, they'll void your warranty. So, like I said, you can go up to 50,000. All right. I tell people, drivers, yeah, you can go up to 50,000. Right, don't go past 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Don't ride it to 60,000 because, as Country Ghetto just said right there, after 50,000, it's kind of like void your warranty. So if something pops off and you haven't gotten an oil change, then hey, you void your warranty. And that ain't something that you want to deal with, because if a major mechanical issue happens with your truck and it's supposed to have warranty and you voided your warranty because you didn't want to get oil changed at 60,000, then what happens when your EGR goes out? They're not gonna cover it. What happens when your DPF is messed up? What happens when your DEF is messed up? They're not gonna cover it. Okay. So once again, I still would refer you guys, or would refer you guys to take a look at your owner's manual, period. Okay, and go off of the recommendations of that. All right. But once again, like I said, Freightliners, you can go up to 50,000, period. Okay. So we've talked about cost as far as fuel, as far as maintenance, things to try to stay abreast on. Okay. If you know, all right, here's a good one. You know that your truck is a Freightliner and it got 300,000 miles, between 300,000 and 350,000. You need to get a DPF cleaning, okay, and you need to change out the filters on your DEF. Okay, pretty simple. All right, there's actually drivers that are out here that don't know that. Okay, they will ride the DPF without getting it cleaned. Wonder why it gets messed up. They will ride the damn DEF, not changing the filters in it. No, I don't got no clue why y'all are doing this. Okay, take care of your truck, and your truck is going to take care of you. I promise you that. All right. But a lot of drivers, they don't. Nowadays, the drivers are made up of those who hop in the truck and they just go. You just drive. Okay, that's all you do. You don't care about it. But you got into leasing because you thought that it would be a tremendous amount of money differential from being a company driver. And I can tell you right now, being a solo driver, the difference between being a lease operator and a company driver is probably roughly about $500. Okay, probably roughly. Okay, with the potential of that lease operator being able to make more. But brings me to my third point right now. Some people believe that if you lease a truck, that you are a weak-minded individual, or that if you lease a truck, you don't have money. I think that it is the complete opposite. Okay, and this is coming from a person that has been doing leasing his whole entire career in trucking. Okay, 6 years in trucking. I've done nothing but leasing. Okay, nothing but leasing. I haven't done anything else. Okay, so it ain't coming from a little rookie. I'm not a rookie to leasing at all. Okay, just so we put that out there, just in case you're new to my channel and you don't know. Yeah, I've done it for 6 years straight. Okay, but back to what I was saying. And that was, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I see a comment where somebody said, "Are you leasing or have you leased?" Somebody informed me what I was just talking about. Damn it, man! So much on my mind. Now I done lost my train of thought. So I said it's two things. One of them was, what I say, Schmitty. I know you ain't here. What I say, Schmitty? What I say? Or country. What I say? Or red. I was just talking about something. I just lost my train of thought and I can't get it back. What I say? Somebody just asked a question. Yeah, I know DPG where you said I said that I only leased. I get it. I was saying something else. You said somebody said I should do a 5-part series. No, I already talked about the DPF filter. It was something else. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, I'll get back on that. Weak-minded individuals. Thank you so much, Trigger, for that. All right, so a lot of people think that you have to be weak-minded in order to lease. All right, well, I think it's completely opposite. I think that you have to be strong-minded. All right, because it takes a strong individual to lease a truck. Okay, because not every week is consistent in trucking. Okay, week over week, it's no consistency. Okay, and that's the biggest problem in trucking, is that there is no consistency, right? So we try to make trucking consistent as much as possible, which means basically trying to get contract freight, but still rates. All right, just call me while I'm live. My bad, y'all. Bring it on back. All right, so back to what I was saying. Rates change all the time. Okay, so drivers are always constantly trying to make trucking to be something consistent. All right, and I'm here to tell you that trucking is no consistency in this. Okay, it's so volatile. It goes up and down, week over week. Every week is going to be different, and I believe that a lot of lease operators get into this and they think that, and this is from me actually speaking with lease operators too on the phone, other lease operators, they think that every week is going to be a good week. They think like if they had a good week last week, they feel like it's supposed to be the same thing, especially when they're new into leasing and they've never done leasing before. You will see a lot of this, okay? Well, I see a lot of this and I hear a lot of this, where when you're new to leasing, if you've never done it before, and you come out and your first 2 weeks of leasing is banging, right? It's making you made some hellified good money those first 2 weeks. You start thinking, because you come from being a company driver, or you haven't really leased that long enough to know, you start thinking like every week is supposed to be like this. Then here comes the third week, where it wasn't that great of a week, or you was put in an area that didn't have a lot of freight, or the rates in that area were trash, okay, were not good. In this third week, it's a bad week. So the first 2 weeks, you might have did 7,000, 8,000. All right, so I'm gonna talk on the team standpoint. So the first 2 weeks, you might have did $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, somewhere in that area, right? You was just booming out, right? For the first 2 weeks, 9,000, like let's just say you did 10,000, you did a $10,000 gross to the truck in your first week. Your second week, you did $11,000 gross to your truck that week, all right? Here comes the third week. You only got $7,000 gross. You mad now. You big mad now, because you're like, we ain't making no money. I ain't making no money. The first couple of weeks was good. Now it's bad, and we ain't gonna be able to make it. I don't see how we gonna be able to make things like this work. Simmer down, pimp. This is the problem. Is those 2 weeks that you were running, you probably was in some hella good areas, okay? Or it just lined up. It lined up perfectly, all right? You might have had a load going from California, going across to Jersey, paying some good money, and then you were just in the right place at the right time, and there was another load coming from Jersey, coming back to California that paid good, all right? Then you had the same thing again that ran back across, and you caught another one good. But then you might have caught one that went from California over to Florida, and we already know about Florida, don't we? We all know about Florida too well, all right? Florida don't pay good. So now you got thrown into an area that ain't gonna pay that great coming out of there, all right? And then let's say you take it up from Florida, and you might run it up to Michigan, because Michigan ain't doing that good either right now, okay? For all my people, that's with Prime, they understand. Michigan ain't paying no shit either, really that great, okay? Definitely Maine ain't paying on a damn thing, okay? So anybody that for the sound of my voice, try to stay out of Maine, okay? That's the best advice I can give you, especially if you're hauling the Prime rate. Stay out of Maine. Jesus Christ, man, Maine ain't paying worth a damn. But so let's just say now you go from Florida and you went up to Michigan, all right? And then you go from Michigan over to like PA, and then you might get tossed up from PA up to Maine. Now that might have been in a 10-day span. You are in areas that just are not paying that good. It don't mean that leasing is no good. It just means that the areas that you are in at that moment in time that you're getting freight from are not hot with freight. Okay? Let's not forget that your first 2 weeks you was jamming, remember? Your paychecks was jamming. You had $10,000 and $11,000 goes to the truck. Alright? Let's just say after all your expenses and deductions, as a team, you took home 5 to 6 racks. Alright? For those that don't know what racks is, that means $5,000 to $6,000. Alright? So for 2 weeks, 1 week you took $6,000, next week, let's say you took another $6,000. That's $12,000, okay, that you took. Now in the third week, it came down to like $7,000, and you might only, as a team, took home $3,000. All right. But this is the point that I'm trying to make. When you get that $6,000 check that first week, that $6,000 check that second week, you have got to learn how to be conservative, because guess what? Those bad weeks, they're gonna come. And when those bad weeks come, they are going to hurt a little bit. It's gonna put a little sting in you. All right, it's gonna put a little sting in your heart. All right, it's gonna put a little sting in your heart. Somebody said chill in my state, Michigan. I'm sorry, dog. Michigan ain't paying right now. Okay, that's just what it is. It just ain't paying right now. It might get better. It might get better. It's not to say it'll be forever, but right now it just ain't paying worth a damn. All right, but if you have a proper balance, okay, and don't spend all of your money when it comes in, such as when you had the $6,000 coming in the first week, you had the $6,000 coming in the second week, and then you had half of that come in on the third week, down to $3,000, and now all of a sudden, raise the flags, blow the smoke signals. Leasing is terrible, but it was all good just a week ago, right? It was all good just 2 weeks ago. You have to learn how, when you hit those big checks like that, you have to put away for those. All right. This is why I tell people to create a salary for yourself. All right. You put yourself on payroll. Make sure that you're paying yourself properly like this. All right. This is the reason why you need to do it, because when those big weeks come and you pay yourself, let's just say you pay yourself a salary of $1,000. All right. So it's you and another person, whether it be you and your wife or you and your friend or whatever, that's teaming. You got $1,000, he got $1,000, $6,000 came in, so that's $4,000 that's in the business account. All right, pushed it off to the side. All right, the thing is, you have to keep it honest with yourself in a lease. All right, because that's what leasing is going to do. Strangely enough, leasing is going to keep you honest. All right, leasing is going. I'm gonna repeat this again. Leasing is going to keep you honest. All right. Because, and what do I mean by that? Because the moment you get a big check and you blow it all, and in a week that you don't have such a good week, it's going to bring you to a harsh reality. Okay? It's going to bring you to a harsh reality. And the thing that you should be grasping from that, when it does bring you to that harsh reality, is, damn it, when I have a good week, we cannot ball out. Okay? We can't spend all of this. We have to realize that this is not all ours to spend. You understand? It is not all ours to spend. So when you put yourself on that payroll and you got the $1,000 going to you, $1,000 going to your co-driver, that's $2,000 in the payroll, okay? That's $4,000 that your company gets to keep. Now the following week you add another $6,000. Same thing, another $1,000, whatever have you, another over there. And then when that $3,000 week come, yeah, it's gonna sting a little bit, but you still got money in your reserves in your business account in case it's one of those weeks where, damn it, we didn't make enough. Maybe we only made $1,200 total, because maybe we had a couple of days off, maybe we had a couple of breakdowns, some maintenance issues, something happened, you know what I'm saying, where now still, in order for us to get paid from our business, we have to have that money put back. All right. And what I see here is that a lot of drivers that are lease operators, they get the big checks, and when they get them, they blow them. Okay, they do not stack back. All right, and you have got to stay on your game. All right, because the moment that you don't, and the moment that you have a bad week or two, because once again, it will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay, reality check, a matter of when, because it is going to happen. Bad weeks come normally in pairs. Okay, One week is bad, another week is bad. Or typically how home time works is when a person goes on home time, it's typically going to be bad when they come back out. They're either going to be negative because they got truck payments, things of that nature, fixed costs they got to come out, insurance. Because one thing that does not stop running is your truck note and your insurance. Josh, I see you in the building. What's going on, man? It says carrier and companies don't set the market rates. That is a fact. Carriers and companies do not set the market rate. So that is true. He's right about that. But you got to be well prepared for this, okay? In order to be a lease operator. I've always said this. If you are not business minded, okay, or you are not focused on running your operation like a business, and you have that employee mindset, okay, opposed to having that business mindset, then leasing, you're going to fail. All right? And this is why it's not for everybody, because you will have drivers that are company minded, but will get into a lease. And what happens when you're company minded? When your paycheck comes, right, from the carrier or from the company, most of the time, drivers are going to blow that. Okay, a company driver mentality is if you cut him a $1,100 check, he about to go pay some bills, and then the rest is his. He about to spend it. He about to ball out. He about to do all this other crazy shit. All right, you can't think like that when you leasing. You cannot. If you're not business minded enough, do not get into a lease. If you're not trying to know your cost of operation, you're not trying to know all of your numbers to a T, it's not going to be for you. You know what I mean? And what I tell the drivers, the contractors out here at PMG, I give them a formula. I say, listen, you take this number, you divide it by 2, it comes up with a number, and that is what your fuel cost should be at the end of the week or below there. If it's anything higher than that, you have a problem. Okay? And the problem lies in you. It lies in you. What's going on, Truckers Coach? I see you in here. It lies in you. All right? Leasing ain't hard. Okay? It ain't rocket science to this shit, but at the same time, it takes a lot of business sense. You have got to be smart. You cannot be a lease operator and be a steering wheel holder. You cannot. You cannot. If you are a steering wheel holder, aka company driver, want to be a company driver, and you have a company driver mentality, don't get yourself in a lease. All right? Don't put yourself in a lease, because you are going to be that angry, disgruntled, pissed off on YouTube, on the blogs, talking about how leasing is a scam and leasing ain't this, and I didn't make no money when I was leasing, and who did? And you know what? When people say that, this is what I say. Let's check your financials. let's take a look. You know, anybody who ever says that leasing is a scam or like they wasn't successful in leasing, ask them to run their financials. Say, look, bro. Hey, say, bro, what you spend your money on? Oh, and they'll lie to you. They'll lie to you in a fast heartbeat. They'll say, oh, I was saving all the money, but I wasn't making no money per mile or nothing. Hey, man, listen, how much you spend in fuel? You know what I mean? Because this is what I do with drivers. I start busting them down. When they start talking about they're not successful in a lease or they can't be profitable on a lease, I start busting their asses down. Okay? I want to know how much you were spending on fuel. Oh, well, I would say I spent somewhere around, and when you start fumbling over your words and you say somewhere around, no, you don't know. Because if I ask you what it is, you should be able to rattle that shit off to me. If you are keeping up with your numbers. And if you are focused on every penny that goes into, you should be able to rattle that shit off to me. It shouldn't be a whole bunch of maybe, see, I was thinking, ain't none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You should be like, I spent $1,200 on average. You know what I mean? And then we need to figure out, okay, what kind of speed are you doing? What kind of MPGs is your truck getting? If you can't, well, I would say I'm getting somewhere about maybe about a 7. Maybe. When you tell me maybe, it means you don't know. When you tell me maybe, that means you ain't keeping up with your numbers. But you will be the first one to sit here and say leasing is a scam and you can't make no money. You don't even know your numbers. How the hell you know it's a scam? How you don't know it's you? You want to point the blame and point to everybody else and say the carrier is this, the carrier is that, but you don't even know your damn numbers, bro. And when I hear all that shit, that's when I tell them, you know what? This is what you do. You take that shit way the fuck over there, okay? You take that shit way the fuck over there. Because if you don't know your cost of operation and how much you're getting to your truck on average, cent per mile, because I ask a driver that truck, I say, hey man, listen, how much are you averaging on your truck for the week? You know what I mean? All miles included. What's your average per mile on your truck? I think we're getting, couple of key words to let you know when a person don't know what to think, maybe, you know, you just think of the excuse words that when a person is lost. Think, maybe, thought, just words of exactly, DPG, right. You know, y'all know how that's that from, right? They lost 2,200 miles on average for me. All right, check it out. Hey, country ghetto, I'm gonna try you. I'm gonna try you right here, bro. So you do 2,200 miles on average a week, right? So that's what your average is. What is your average cost of operation? Do you know? I want to know. Look, I'm waiting for you, country, because you put your number up there. I want to know, what is your average cost of operation? What does it cost you to run your truck a day? I mean, per mile. And I don't mean to throw my man Country out there, but he said 2,200. Hey, look, Country, if you don't know, I ain't gonna mess with you no more. Country is my man. That's my dog. But he know I put him on the spot though, because he put out the number. I do 2,200 per week or month. No, I want to know what your cost per mile is in order for you to be able to run your truck, for you to break even. How much do you need to make per mile in order for you to break even? Just the break even point. We ain't looking for it to be profitable. We just want the break even though. And I want to know the cost to include fuel, truck payment if you got one. I mean, just give me your cost. $265, Smitty. I hope ain't nobody's cost of operation is $265. $235 a mile. No, country, it can't be, man. If y'all cost of operation is $2.35 a mile, boy, y'all are in some terrible situations, man. Josh says his is $1.34. That is a very good number. Very good number. $1.78 for me. That's you must. Hey, Tommy Reed, do you have a brand new truck? If you have a brand new truck, I can see $1.78. And with Josh, Red Duchess says $1.32. All right, that's damn Red for real. That's real good. Palmer says $1.38. That's good. That's good. David Stevens says his is did you say $1.02? If it's $1.02, that's fucking phenomenal. That is phenomenal. If your break even mark is $1.02, you are fucking doing awesome. My cost of operation is $1.20. That's good, Dan. 2014 Peterbilt, $1,500 a month payment. Okay. Are you? I would say, what you saying that your cost of operation, so that could still be a little bit high. I think you said $1.78, because I got brand new trucks. So with the brand new trucks, the cost of operation on these brand new trucks is roughly about $1.52 a mile. And these are 2019, on my fleet is 2019 Cascadias and stuff. So with $1.78, what kind of insurance do you have? And what are you speculating on as far as fuel? Because $1.78 is pretty damn high. If that's your break-even cost. 86 cents with a paid-off truck. Hey, J True Trucker, salute, bro. That's fucking, yo, double salute. That's fucking awesome, bro. 86 cents, man, that's king shit, man. That's really good. That's really good. I see $1.20. I see $1.01 in here. Yeah, pretty much. The guys that are, is $1, like they say, $1.02, $1.10. Those are some really, really strong numbers. Really, really good. Really, if you're really above the dollar, how it is right now with the market, if you're really above $1.55 at your break-even mark, you're starting to get a little high. Okay, you're starting to get a little high. You're a little high, I would say so. If you're anything like if your break-even mark to pull a load is $1.60 or up, you're really high. You're getting up there in the high numbers. What is this? Got on my side. Oh, we are in the process of getting everyone's investment. Oh. But anyway, country, that was fun, right? That was fun. I knew you was gonna come up with some crazy. I know that I know when you put out the $2.34, you're telling me what your average is for the week, what you've been getting to the truck for the week as far as the market goes. You've been averaging $2.34 for the week. That's really strong too. And I know you're pulling flatbed, so you're hitting right around the good average anyway for flatbed. So I understood what it was, country, when you put the 234 in there. That's how much you're getting. That's what your truck is averaging a mile. So I understood it. But what the number I was trying to figure out was what is your cost of operation to your truck per mile that you need in order for you to be at break even. But I get it. So just where is he going? Oh, he must be going right here beside me. Good. Yeah, move that trailer up out of here and give me some more room to maneuver when I'm about to skedaddle up out of here in a minute. Gotta run picking up Patriot for kids. All right, that's what's up. Thanks for coming through, Josh. I need my money. Who is that? Schmitty. Okay, that's what's up, Schmitty. But back to what we were saying about this lease thing. I'm all over the place. I apologize, y'all. And this ain't scripted or nothing. It's just live. That's why it's live. We're going off the top of the dome. But you have to control. These are some numbers. Like right now, what we were just doing. It was just a exercise. What we was doing right here, where I was trying to figure out what people's cost of operation is for them under whether they're leasing or whether they're owning. And some of those numbers that you've seen from, like, I think Jay said his was 86 cents. That's all. He owns his truck, more than likely owns all his equipment. That's a really strong number, okay? Lease operators, don't expect your cost to be 86 cents, okay? As a lease operator, you can expect, depends on the year of your truck, you can expect your cost of operation to be anywhere from about $1.49 to about $1.60, okay? Anywhere in that area, about $1.49 or $1.60. If you have it lower than $1.49, then you are doing something extremely well. Like, you're doing really well on fuel. You have a really, really low truck payment, which I don't know what everybody's truck payment is, but that's really good. But for standard cost of operation for lease trucks is going to be anywhere from probably like $1.49 to $1.60. Anything higher than that, you're in a pretty steep lease situation, and I probably would advise you to find a different leasing situation, because at that type of rate, depending on what you're pulling, especially if you're pulling dry box and your cost of operation is anything higher than $1.60, and the market is saying that the average is $1.85 for a dry van, that only leaves you with a 25-cent margin, you know what I'm saying, of flexibility. So I don't know if I would be too cool with that, you know what I mean, me personally, okay, as far as my profit of being 25 cents a mile, okay, that's not good, all right, that's not good. But some other things I want to talk about as far as leasing, you have to also look into this. Another reason why a lot of lease operators fail is because of at-home lifestyle, okay? And he can back the truck all the way up. Oh, he ain't trying to pull out. You boys be scared to swing these trucks, man. I swear, he backing up. That boy about crazy. All right, anyway. But another reality check in leasing is this. People live above their means, okay? People live above their means. Once again, another point of leasing that's going to give you a reality check, okay? If you're living above your means, it's going to show, okay? When you get your paycheck and you're not able to make any money, or you're not able to pay things that you got at home because you're living above your means, all right? So what you should be doing is trying to figure out how to lower expenses at home. For those individuals that are leasing, that, for instance, they don't go home that often, or they just live in the truck, or they out here on the road, listen, they're doing very well, okay? They're doing very well. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to also expenses at home. If you have a outlandish house. You got 36 acres, all right? You got a $1.0 million home, okay? And you out here trying to lease a truck, and you going home every 2 weeks. Well, leasing ain't gonna work for you. It's not gonna be for you, okay? I probably would say not even being a company driver. If you got that much stuff going on, I don't know what you did previous to trucking, but you might need to go back to it, okay? You might need to go back to it if you can do all of that stuff, because I don't know how you're gonna afford that stuff when you are running a business like a lease operator, okay? So you have to control your expenses at home as well, okay? And if you're living above your means, then in leasing, once again, it'll keep you honest. It will show. It will reflect. Okay, when things get hard or you're not able to pay, you know, the next thing I love hearing people say is, I can't make a living. I can't pay my bills at home. I just start laughing. I say, man, well, what are your expenses at home? And then all of a sudden you start hearing about all this outlandish stuff that they have. They got the fucking Corvette. They got the Rari. They got all this shit. They living their best life, but their business is struggling. And they'll be the first ones to complain, talk about how in trucking they ain't making no money, or if they're in at least deal is shit. And then damn, bruh, you got Lambos, Ferraris, and Corvettes. Fuck. No wonder why you ain't making no money. All your money gotta go to that shit. Alright? So don't live above your means, especially if you're trying to be a lease operator and trying to run a business and trying to run your business legit. Alright? When you're trying to run a business, you have got to keep yourself honest. You have got to minimize your expenses and figure a way out to maximize for your company, right? Which means, aka, don't be buying a whole bunch of outlandish shit at the crib. And one thing I don't understand is, unless you have a family, you're a husband, you're a wife, or what have you, and you have children, then yes, you have to provide a home for them at home, okay? But if you are like a single individual, okay, and you're a truck driver and an OTR truck driver, I'll tell you one thing I won't have. I won't be having no apartment. I wouldn't be having no car. For what? If I have family that stays in that city that I'm from, or where I call myself as residing, what the fuck I need an apartment for? And I'm gonna be out on the road for 6 weeks at a time, getting my bag, getting to my money. What I need a house for? If I need to come in town to see family and chill, yo, I'm making so much bread, I just go get a fucking hotel room. You know what I'm saying? I just go get a nice hotel room. I would personally, I would be living uptown. You know, somebody be like, yo, where you stay at? Uptown. You know what I mean? If you're in Charlotte, you know what I'm talking about when I say uptown. Or I'd be like, yo, I live above the city. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, damn, you got a spot above? Yeah, I got a spot above the city. They'll be like, yo, where, how? Dog, I just rent out, and, I get one of the hotelies up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, why would I be, if I'm out on the road for 6 weeks, be paying rent? Okay? Be paying rent on a place that I'm probably only at 2 months out of 12 months out the year. That don't make sense to me. But people will constantly, because they don't want to lose their apartment, they don't want to put their shit in storage. So what they do is they continue paying on this apartment or on this house $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month. Bruh. Why? When you can go in, when you come into town for a week, you can just go and stay in the hotel-y, the whatever suite uptown, get something, get a nice spot, okay? Bring yourself a little, I'm a married man, but if it was me, bring yourself a little couple of honey dips through, okay? Okay? They don't feel special, okay? Get them the room service. And you ball out, and to that girl, you gonna look like you got the shit going on. She done forgot that you don't even got a fucking house. Like, dog, she don't even, like, dog, what you mean? Because each time you come into town, you go right back to that telly, so she gonna feel like it's your spot anyway, because you always get the same one. Okay? You gonna get the same shit. And when it's over and done, you out, you back, you go park, you park your truck at like a little storage lot, you go out back in your truck, you go home for 6 weeks. Come back, do the same shit again, but when you coming back, you got a pocket full of money because you don't got something that you got to pay into every month. And that's what I would do if I was a single man. But I am a married man with a football team of children. So I have to provide a roof for my children and all that stuff. So that's why our house is stationary. But that would be the best advice I could give to any youngster out here that is trying to get into trucking. And especially if you're in a lease. Listen, let all that shit go, okay? And as far as a car goes, I seen somebody here say you could Uber, okay? They got Uber Blacks here in Charlotte, so you get an Uber Black, you know, you looking like an NBA baller, okay? Anyway, but if not, they got Turo, the Turo app. Go rent a car. Go to Turo, rent a car for whatever amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So when you come home for that week, you might want to just ball out and drop a quick 2 banzos, okay? Stun on them. But that ain't nothing to you because you're going to make that back anyway. When you go back on the road, you'll get that back in like a week and a half, a week. No problem. And you had the time of your life. And you're not attached to anything. And that's another thing that's so good about leasing is like everybody doesn't want to have an attachment to a truck. And I think a lot of people, the older heads or the people that own trucks that want to try to convince everybody to go out here and buy a truck and own a truck, you have to understand the mindset of some people, of some individuals. Some individuals just want to get out here and get their bread, all right? They don't want no attachment to these trucks, okay? They just want to make their money, whether it be that they make a little bit 500 more than the company driver, but they want to be able to have the flexibility and freedom to say, hey, I want to go home and take a week off as a lease operator. I don't have to put in a notice. I don't have to wait to see if I got seniority. I don't have to wait to see if somebody else got this day off as a lease operator. I can just be like, listen, I'm taking Christmas off. I'll be back out January 2nd. You know what I'm saying? And you can do that. But as a company driver, you technically can't do that because if there's so many other people that didn't put it in before you, then you kind of drop down and then you kind of like got to work. And a lot of times, people lease just for the peace of mind. All right? It's not about them wanting to own the truck. And I think that a lot of people get this confused and get this misconception that when people lease trucks or when lease operators are leasing trucks, that they are trying to pay into owning that truck. And then you hear the notion so much, oh, you could have bought that truck 3 times over. How you know they want to have any kind of attachment to a truck? They might not want to have an attachment to a truck. They just want to be able to have that freedom to go as they please. Not everybody in the trucking industry wants to own a fucking truck. But so many guys, the older heads, I would say, or the people who are programmed to buying a truck and owning trucks and having titles to it, they want everybody to own a title, own something, have an asset, have this, which owning a truck is a depreciating asset. And I'm not really interested in buying anything that has depreciation value to it anyway. All right? But I hate when I see people that want to try to bash on lease drivers and say, yeah, you'll never own that truck, or you're gonna buy that person 3 trucks over. So what? Dog, I don't want the ownership like you do. I don't want the attachment to the truck like you do. I just want to come out here, get my bread, and when I'm done doing this trucking thing, or when I don't feel like doing it no more, I can go like this and I can walk away. I got my bread, I'm done. I don't need it. I don't have to worry about selling this truck. I don't have to worry about taking it to a mechanical shop, somebody looking it over, doing it. I don't have to worry about none of that. All right? When I'm done getting my bread and I'm done with this industry, I can walk away. It's an end. It's a means to an end for a lot of people that are getting into leases. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think like everybody in this industry wants to own a damn truck. And the only way that you can win in this industry, or that you can get to your money or get to your bag, is you got to own. No, you don't. I've been getting in my bag for 6 years. 6 years. Most owner-ops will sell you a dream on 20K auction piece of crap. I mean, they got an auction, matter of fact, today, right here, up in Salisbury, I think. Yeah, Statesville, somewhere like that. But the point is this, like, not everybody's path is different. And you know what I'm saying? I don't like when people try to carve the path for you or try to tell you this is what you should do. Like, nah, that's what you should do. That ain't what I should do. That's what you should do. But everybody has to find their way. But as a lease operator, you have to understand, this shit is grind mode. If you not a grinder, then leasing ain't gonna be for you. If you one that has to go home every couple of weeks and take a week off or 2 weeks off and then come back to drive, leasing ain't gonna be for you. This is grind mode over here when you leasing. That means you out here getting your paper and you ain't going home until your paper right. Which is another thing I never understood is, why if you're in a lease and your money ain't right, how you going to the house? That don't make sense to me. Your money ain't right, how you going home? How you on home time? How you on home time? You only got $1,000 in your name, but you going to take a week off. Be the same cats that'll take that time off, they'll come back to work, be in the negative, and be the first ones pop out a video saying that leasing ain't working. Leasing is crap. Leasing is this. Like I said, my couple of questions is this. What your financials is like? You go on home time, you got a couple of thousand stacked up? Can you afford to go on home time? Because guess what, when you run a business, your business lets you know when you could take a break. Your business will let you know when you can take time off. Not you. Your business will speak in volumes to let you know this is when you can go home. We got 5 racks in the account. Let's go ahead and take ourselves a little time off. Let's get a little week. Rest your soul for a couple of days, pimp. But this comes from an operator, a lease driver for 6 years. That's how I was running my operation. When I was OTR, the money told me when I could go home. Not me. Not my emotions, not my feelings. My money. The money had to be right. When the money was right, that's when it said, take your ass to the crib. And that is an important piece of the pie that a lot of lease operators don't understand. They will take their home time and their money is not right. But they going home. They going home though. Hey, look, man, I'm about to skedaddle. Hey, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being up in here. I know I normally answer some questions in here, man, but I've been on for an hour already, 2 minutes over. But I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Soak it up, man. Soak up that game right there. Soak up what I just dropped to y'all, some jewels for the lease operators, man. Get your mind right. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, man. All right? This is a race. All right? This is a race. And the race is to your success. All right? Don't be that hamster. Don't be that hamster. Yeah, real quick before I leave too. Y'all know how, you know the thing that's so interesting to me about trucking? A lot of drivers are hamsters. Yeah. A lot of drivers are hamsters. You know why? Because the hamster goes and hops in that wheel. You notice that, right? The hamster hops in the wheel. And when a hamster hops in the wheel, he starts running. And you know what the hamster doing when he running? And he running in that wheel? The hamster in his mind, he think that he going somewhere. He think that his motherfucking ass is running. He think that he is taking off. He thinks that he is doing some shit. Right? He think he doing something. So he in there, ooh, and that boy think he going to town. He said he going, and he just think he going. What this hamster ain't realizing is, dog, you running in place. You ain't going nowhere. If the hamster would stop and look to the left, look to the right, the hamster will hop off that wheel and say, you know, this is about some bullshit. This some bullshit. I ain't went nowhere. I ain't went nowhere. And I say all that to say this. A lot of drivers think by hopping from company to company to company that their scenery or their situation is going to change. And I'm here to tell you, it ain't. When you switch from job to job to job, or you look for different leases upon leases upon leases, and you're trying to find that right lease, you ain't nothing but the hamster in the wheel, bruh. You running in place, you running from place to place, and what you'll come to realize is all of the shit is the same. Oh shit, bruh, it's all the same. It don't matter. It don't matter where you go. It don't matter. You know why? Because trucking is trucking. It don't matter. That shit is all the same. You're a hamster in the wheel, running in place, thinking you going somewhere by switching company to company, going to different leases, lease to lease to lease to lease, thinking that something is going to change or it's going to give you the upper hand. If I told you the difference in you going from one lease company to the next lease company, probably you gain maybe about $100, but then you have to deal with something else, some other bullshit on that side. A lot of y'all wouldn't take that. I know I would. If to gain $100 extra, but to take on something else, some other portion or some other con that I haven't seen yet, what the fuck is the point of me moving? I might as well just stay here and figure out how to make this shit work. Because that's what I did when I went to Prime. I figured out how to make Prime work. That's what I did. I dissected the numbers. I didn't try to bounce around nowhere. I tried to figure out how to make it work. What did I need to do? How did I need to cut my costs? I wasn't worried about what their cost was that they was getting, because I knew that that would distract me. That would make me feel some type of ill way about this company and about what they have going on. It would make me feel some type of way. And that's what a lot of lease operators do. They start focusing on what the carrier is getting, and they stop focusing on how they're supposed to be productive, and they lose, and they get lost in the sauce. Next thing you know, they hate the company because they found out what the carrier is making. What about what you making? What about how you're going to be productive? Listen, man, I'm dropping too much sauce. Too much sauce on y'all, man. I'm outie. Listen, y'all stay safe, man. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, like being safe. And as always, winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. And we're winning all day right here in Trucking with Loshawnparks. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe. On your way out the door, hit the likes up. Thumbs up. Show attendance, okay? Thumb up and show attendance, mother. Anyway, I'll catch y'all next Thursday, man. I ain't gonna tell you the same time, but every Thursday, dropping lives. And next Thursday, I'm gonna talk to you about when should you have company drivers and why. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about if you are fleet, when and why. Basically, more so if you're a fleet, or if you're trying to hire, or you have a couple of trucks and you want to know about company drivers. We're gonna talk about when you should have company drivers and when you should not have company drivers. That'll happen next Thursday. All right, I'm out. Salute.